What's up, YouTube? What's happening? This video gonna be about Tina Turner turning down Thelma and Louise. She had a chance to be one part of the Thelma and Louise crew. Would have been interesting, I guess. I don't know. One thing about with Tina Turner, she had a fiery, rambunctious personality, which was on a stage. It's kind of hard to say though how that would have been. It had it been in a movie, like in that kind of trajectory. Who she teams up with, how it is. It would have been interesting, but I can't quite say. It's hard to call it. You look at somebody in one capacity, but then you think about them in another capacity, and it may not hit like that. You gotta you gotta spin that wheel a certain way because you just gotta understand that it might not necessarily go where you think it's gonna go. So, but anyway, it was interesting. Um, when I think about it in hindsight, it was interesting about that from that perspective. She was at the time she could do no wrong. She was strong, and they thinking that might carry over on the screen. But I'm gotta thinking, how are you gonna really put her in this particular role? How are you gonna sell her in this particular role? You know, uh, and you got to do it in a way that it doesn't come across too hokey and Hollywood, but yet cool. So it's a lot of different factors involved, and you're just sitting there thinking like, okay, Tina Turner, what was she doing, Thelma and Louise? The Brad Pitt angle would have been interesting. It's a lot of different tangible things that work with that. How do you, where do you go with that? So films are magical and mythological, etc. But if they're done wrong, they're disastrous. We don't want to see a film that turns out to be corny, that it doesn't work because you did something stupid, and that it was just it was hyperbolic, and it was like, oh boy, this was a dud. So but it did get my curiosity though. Um, you know, um, watched it, just kind of put in perspective and that sort of thing. So I like the Thelma and Louise films a lot. I thought they were really cool for their era, for that time. But Gina Davis, Susan Sarandon, who do you team Tina Turner up with to make it work anyway? Because she was like a hybrid of both of them. She had a fiery vibe like Susan Sarandon, but then she had a charming persona like Gina Davis. That's another reason why it would have been hard to put Tina Turner in a movie like this, because she actually was like those two characters. That's kind of how she vibes. So how do you make that work? So many things that you got to think about. So many type of films that you're sitting there and you're kind of like analyzing in your mind. It's like, does this work like this? Does this make sense like this? So anyway, that's kind of how I look at it in hindsight. And I think good thing she didn't take that movie, because it would have been kind of like all over the place though. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts and your takes are about Tina Turner passing on Thelma and Louise. Could she have played the movie, or do you think it was good that she didn't even waste her time with it? Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like, and hit that membership, because when you do, requests like this come true. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. Stay tuned. I'm out one time. Peace.